Our next speaker this morning is Representative George Faught. I think many of you may know him. He is in his third term as state representative for House District 14. He currently chairs the Administrative Rules and Government Oversight Committee, and he has served for the past 3 years as Assistant Majority Floor Leader. He recently launched his campaign for U.S. Congress in Oklahoma's 2nd Congressional District. Would you please welcome Representative George Faught?
Well, I certainly appreciate the chance to be able to come here and speak to this very energetic crowd. You guys are standing up for what's right. You know, I love my country, and our constitutional framework is based on Judeo-Christian values and principles, and they protect each citizen's God-given rights, which allow for individual freedom and opportunity. However, our beloved republic has fallen into the hands of political correctness. Joseph Stalin once said, "America is like a healthy body, and its resistance is threefold. It's patriotism, morality, and spiritual life. If we can undermine these three areas, America will collapse from within." Well, this threat is subtly being accomplished today by changing speech and thought patterns, by spreading the idea that vocalizing your beliefs is disrespectful to others and must be avoided to make up for past inequities and injustice. In other words, let's use political correctness. America has become self-destructive. Political correctness remains just what it was intended to be: a sophisticated and dangerous form of censorship and oppression imposed upon its citizens with the ultimate goal of manipulating, brainwashing, and destroying our society.
That's right.
And of course, this means censoring the speech and religious practices of Christianity. Political correctness has made the God of the Bible irrelevant as it wipes away our Judeo-Christian morals and religious heritage. Today in America, there is a growing hostility toward Christians, displays of Christianity and Judaism, and we have stood by while the ACLU goes around our country yanking every reference to God from the public square and filing lawsuits by small vocal groups. Political correctness has stripped away freedom of speech and freedom of religion, and outright attacks of Christianity by teachers, professors, entertainers, and the media are reaching a crisis point. Political correctness has thrown common sense out the window and replaced it with fear. Fear is being labeled as intolerant, a racist, or a bigot. But we are here today to reject this tyranny. No more complacency. No more allowing attacks against our values, our rights, and our responsible decision making. Officer Paul Fields values his Christian faith. He had the right to refuse the invitation to attend a Law Enforcement Appreciation Day at the Islamic Center of Tulsa, and he showed courage by refusing to order his officers to attend this voluntary event, which would have violated their constitutional rights. Every officer of the Tulsa Police Department takes the following oath of office. Having been duly appointed a police officer of the City of Tulsa and a peace officer of the State of Oklahoma, do solemnly swear that I will defend, enforce, and obey the Constitution and laws of the United States, the State of Oklahoma, the Charter and ordinances of the City of Tulsa, that I will obey the lawful orders of my superior officers and regulations of the Tulsa Police Department, that I will protect the rights, lives, and property of all citizens and uphold the honor of the police profession with my life if need be. It is the duty of a Tulsa police officer to protect all citizens, Muslim, Christians, Jews, atheists, whatever citizen that is. And I have no doubt that Officer Fields would have gladly performed his duty as an officer had a dispatch come across the radio about an unlawful activity But this invitation by the Islamic Society had nothing to do with official police responsibility. Protecting and serving is quite different from being forced to participate in a religious service to listen to a proselytizing message. The First Amendment prevents the Tulsa Police Department as an agent of taxpayers to order officers to participate in any voluntary religious act. Therefore, today, we call upon the Tulsa Police Department to immediately rescind Captain Fields, restore his rank, restore his pay, and remove any note of this incident from his record. And Officer Fields, I know that you're not here, but I'm sure you're listening to this some way. We want to thank you for standing up for your core principles, your religious convictions, and the constitutional rights for both yourselves and your officers. It grieves me that standing on the principles of liberty have caused your family pain, both emotionally and financially. And I also want to thank the Thomas More Law Center for representing Captain Fields at no cost, because you know the national importance of the outcome of this case, to make sure that no other police department or political organization around this nation again are emboldened to violate our citizens' rights for the sake of political correctness. Now, following Officer Fields' example, we also can't be fearful or intimidated or worried about losing our position or rank or an office because we make a stand for truth. As a state representative and a father, a husband, and a small business owner, I base my decisions on my core principles and core values. In 2007, during my freshman term as state representative, a gift celebrating Oklahoma's centennial was being offered to all state senators and state representatives. The governor's Ethnic American Advisory Council, which was solely made up of Muslims, announced that each legislator was going to receive a commemorative copy of the Quran with our names engraved on the front cover. I was informed of this gift in an email, and it also included this statement: if you do not wish to receive a copy of the Quran, please feel free to let us know. Well, as a Christian, I view the Holy Bible as God's inerrant, inspired Word. And I try every day to apply the teachings of Christ in all areas of my life. So I personally didn't want my name engraved on a book that doesn't represent my values or America's principles. And knowing that I had a right to refuse a gift, I made the decision to politely and discreetly decline the offer of the Quran in a responsive email. But little did I know that my name, along with 17 other representatives, would be vilified in the media as being racially and ethnically insensitive for refusing a gift of a Quran. I certainly don't have racial or ethnic hate toward the Muslim community. I don't believe all Muslims are violent, American-hating fanatics, and there are some individuals in the Muslim community who have made great contributions to society. But clearly, this was an incident of a political ploy by the Ethnic American Advisory Council that provided the email for me to opt out, knowing that some of us would. But yet, within hours of declining their offer, they released the names to the press and publicly condemned us and our actions as intolerant. Officer Fields had the right to refuse the invitation to attend the ceremony. Officer Appreciation Day, it was hosted by the Islamic Society. Just like I had the right to refuse a copy of the Quran without being made public spectacles. It was those who were so worried about being politically correct and afraid to offend who caused the public uproar that made this a news event of the day. The Founding Fathers are rolling over in their graves at the thought of this politically charged country that we've become. America, beware. There are wolves in sheep's clothing, whether it's in an email with a gift of the Quran, with a gotcha option at the end, or what could arguably be called an Islamic proselytizing of police officers, the culture of political correctness is out to destroy your heartfelt convictions. And if I read the Declaration of Independence correctly, we, the people, still have certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know, our Constitution, it still is our protection to the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. It's up to us to stand firm and stand up for our religious liberties without compromise or fear. Being politically correct is not being constitutionally sound. We must stand up for constitutional rights, even when we do, that it might cost us something. Our founding fathers pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor to pass on liberty's flame to us. We must not let that political correctness snuff it out. Officer Fields, we are here today because we stand with you. And it's my hope that the example that you have shown will inspire us to all stand up for liberty, no matter the cost, because our freedoms are too precious to lose.